Hello everyone and welcome back to WolfQuest The Lost Tales, and we're going to go ahead and begin our quest because we are finally ready for the next round, and we're going to be playing on challenging because the winner of the poll is Otava. So Otava is the daughter of Andromeda. She was actually, let's go ahead and we'll take a look at her here. She actually was one of the, what is, it's just a shadow. It's just a very weird shadow, okay. But she was actually one of only 2 survivors from Andromeda's, I think it was second litter, and because of that, she's had a bit of a hard life already, and she's actually very afraid of the river crossing because when she was a pup, the river actually flooded, and that was how we lost one of her brothers. And so she is very, very scared of the river crossing. She doesn't want to have to do it, but she's going to have to, and she's not only going to have to do it once, but twice, because her challenge is that she must stay at the lower dens. She wasn't able to choose one of the higher up dens as a possibility, and so she has to face the very crossing that was so treacherous when she herself was a pup. So for now, though, we first of all have to find her a mate. And so to do that, we need to earn a little bit of experience. So other than the water, there's not a whole lot that Otava is afraid of, and she actually has perfectly balanced stats. She's a 50-50-50, and so she's right dead center of all of it. And so she should be pretty easy to work with, I think. She's not really afraid of anything here. She'll deal with bears, she'll deal with stranger wolves, she'll deal with elk, pretty much anything. She wouldn't be afraid to take on a cougar. It's just gonna be once we get to Slough Creek that we might start to have some problems. So we're not gonna be doing that this episode, though. We're gonna be heading off there with her mate in the next episode. And so for now, our job first of all is to just find a suitable mate, and that's a hare. We'll go ahead and grab a little snack here while we can, and then actually I'm gonna go to this carcass because sometimes when there's carcasses it means that there are predators as well, although I'm not seeing one at this one. There was a bear on the title screen I saw, or not the title screen, but the overlay screen. The beginning of the flyover, there was a bear there, but I think he may be long gone. With that said, I hear hunting music, so that means that the elk are probably somewhere nearby. I'm just not quite able to smell them. Are they all the way over here? No, I don't think they are. They were somewhere around here. Oh, the hunting music is back. Where would they be? It sounds like they're this way. I'm running in circles like a maniac here, not, oh, there's the scent trail. I was gonna say I'm not actually finding any of the scent trails or anything. Alright, 4 minutes, 3 minutes. Okay, they're just really far up this way. There they are. That's why we couldn't find them. They were pretty far from where they usually spawn. So let's see if we can find a weak one or two here. And there's one that's already running, and we should be able to take them down. So here we go. And as always, I will put this out here for every wolf that has a side story here in The Lost Tales. They will actually get a exclusive sticker in our TeePublic store. So Otava will have one up, and you can be able to go check that out if you have not already. If you do want to get a sticker of her, I guess you would call it cover art, kind of the same art that's in the thumbnail. If you want to get a sticker of her there, you can definitely check that out, and I'll put a link in the video description as well as in the comment section if you do happen to be interested. So, man, this elk is running kind of far away. Oh my goodness. Otava actually looks a lot like Katari now that I think of it. They may have the same coat, I'm not sure. She got a lot of her father's looks. Orion was a brown wolf, and a little bit darker, I think, than Otava is. She actually ended up getting some pretty light fur color compared to having... well, actually, maybe Orion wasn't quite as dark. I know Andromeda had very dark fur, and so Otava definitely got some of the lighter spectrum of that, but she did take after her father, and probably some of those recessive genes from her what would it be, great-grandmother, I think. Our very first wolf Qatari. So, she definitely deviates quite a lot from the very dark patterning we've seen a lot of in the Galaxy Pack. And so she's definitely carrying some of those recessive genes there. Where did the rest of the elk go? They're going to be up this way, I think. Yes? Yes, there they are. I see them now. So, yeah, and speaking of genes, if you guys have not been keeping up with the WolfQuest dev vlogs or dev previews that they've been releasing weekly on YouTube, you should definitely take a look at some of those, because they were talking some about genetics in some of the more recent ones, and how genetics are actually going to come into play in the in the WolfQuest 3 update. And so if you guys are not following them on YouTube and you want to hear news about the new update when we don't have a release date for it yet, but it's still, as far as I know, they're still saying later this year. But if you want to get the latest news about that and hear some of the cool things they've been working on, definitely make sure you go check out their YouTube, because they've been posting a lot of cool stuff on there, and it's absolutely amazing to see. They're really taking the game to the absolute next level. They're adding so many new features. Everything is looking amazing from everything they've released so far, and it looks like it's going to be absolutely incredible. And I know a lot of you guys have been saying, oh my goodness, I can't wait, and I can't wait either. It's going to be amazing. But until that update does come out, we will be able to continue on with Lost Tales, and all of these stories, of course, will have the chance to influence the outcome and maybe give us some special perks, or possibly some disadvantages if we don't manage to complete our challenges for when we do start playing with with our Season 5 packs in WolfQuest 3. So we will be doing that. We won't be doing Season 5 until the update comes out, which, as they've said, hopefully will be later this year. I don't know how much later. We don't have a more specific release date at this time. There's a coyote. There's a coyote. Maybe we'll stop and catch that coyote too and get a little extra experience, because he's eating from our carcass here. And we definitely want to chase him off. Maybe we'll go catch the other the elk there as well. But yeah, so basically WolfQuest 3 is a complete overhaul of this version, and it actually changes the way a lot of the stuff works. And so, like, they've completely reworked the scent system. They're reworking all kinds of things. They're reworking the spawning mechanics. They've done quite a few videos on that. They're expanding the map, so I don't know how much larger the map is actually going to be, but I know it's going from a 2x2 kilometer to a 7x7, and so it's substantial. I don't know exactly how many times that is, but it's very substantial, and so we're going to have a lot more area to explore. They've shown a lot of cool stuff. They've shown a lot with the new pups. They've shown, or maybe not a lot with the new pups, but they've shown some with the new pups and some of the new things they're going to be doing with them. Like I mentioned, genetics. They're coming up with some absolutely crazy cool stuff that is going to be going into WolfQuest 3, and so definitely make sure you check that out if you haven't already. Hopefully being able to at least have Lost Tales will ease the wait just a little bit, because it has been a hard wait, but you know, the longer we have to wait, the more amazing the game is getting. And so, as difficult as it can be to wait for the new update to finally be ready, it is going to absolutely be worth it from everything we've seen. It's looking fantastic. But for now, I think Otava should be pretty much done with her hunting here. I think we should be pretty close to having the experience we need. We have to get 750 experience to be able to find a mate, and so we need to be able to do that. And once we get to that point, we should be able to just run around. For whatever reason, I'm getting the feeling she would run straight up to the territory up here at the top. I think that's, which pack is that? That's, what pack would that be? That would be, let's see, I can never remember which pack is where. Well, I know the druids are at the foot of the mountain, and the Slough pack is over there, so this would be, They had it. I'll remember when we get up there. Let's actually check on her experience. 560. So we'll take down 2 more elk probably, and then we should be ready to go. I'll probably remember it shortly, but for now the name escapes me. I can't remember which one is up there. It's not. I always call them the Amethyst Mountain Pack because they're up on Amethyst Mountain, but that's not their actual name. So go figure. But yeah, so 2 more elk should do it, and we should be ready to go and go and look for a mate. And I don't know why I feel she would head up there. I just kind of get the sense that she would go in that direction. I don't remember where Orion was from. I don't remember which pack. Sometimes we do try and avoid the packs where, and I need to be a little bit careful here because our health is going down pretty quick. But sometimes we do try and avoid the pack the pack where we knew the NPC mate came from for the previous generation, but honestly it's really not that big of a deal because you know, you could always have a dispersal who wandered into their territory just like we did, and so it's not necessarily the fact that all dispersals come from the pack you find them near. In fact, we found several of those distinctive druid marked wolves, the ones with the red head and the white fur. We found several of those out in the plains area by the Slough Pack, and so we know they are dispersing from where they're originally being found. So it is possible to find wolves from different places that are wandering around just like we are, and so we don't usually worry too much, although sometimes some wolves will be more likely to avoid the area, just kind of knowing that they do have their origin in there, and so they might be more likely to find an unrelated wolf elsewhere. With that said, that should be the experience we need, and we should be ready to head off now. We made pretty good time, actually. Otava has really done well. So yeah, 760 experience. She's definitely doing pretty well here. And we're going to head up the mountain and see if we can happen to find ourselves a suitable mate. Now, Otava's not really that scared of stranger wolves. She does have good sense when it comes to dealing with them, but I don't think she's overly skittish of them. I don't think she'd be afraid to stand her ground, but she's also a little bit more level-headed than some of our wolves have been. And so, while she might stand her ground a little bit, if it's not advantageous, I don't think she'd want to take on a pack. She might be more likely to retreat. So we do run into any pack wolves, we might see how they react to us, but if they're going to be excessively aggressive, or I shouldn't say excessively because it is their territory and we are trespassing, if they're going to be aggressive towards us, I feel like Otava would be more inclined to back off and kind of say, okay, I'll leave you guys alone, than to stand her ground and try and chase them off their own turf like some of our wolves have. So I don't think we need to be too aggressive in regards to our dealings with them here. We'll see when we get up there, though, who we run into. Some of the wolves are more dominant or submissive than others, so you never know. You never know who we might run into. We might end up with some of the very submissive ones, or we might end up taking on some of the very dominant ones who are going to be really aggressive and chase us right out of their territory. It's all going to depend. Or we could run into a dispersal who's not going to care because it's not their territory either. We will just have to see. So let's make our way over here. And it looks like we should have a wolf encounter pretty soon up here, I think. Stranger wolf territories are another thing they've talked about reworking. And so again, you can find all that on their channel. Okay, and we have a dispersal male right off the bat. Okay, that's pretty good luck. And it looks like he's got that really reddish-orange kind of coloration. He looks a lot like Borealis, actually. Borealis would be... well, Aurora is Otava's sister, and so that would be, I guess, her brother-in-law. But I think we're probably actually going to leave this guy. I don't think we're going to take him as our mate because he looks so much like Borealis, and considering that they'd be around here at the same time, I think that actually might be Borealis, and so we're going to go ahead and leave him alone because... just given the time frame, I don't know. I'm not confident that that isn't Borealis. And so maybe he and Aurora are kind of hanging out in this area too. And so I think we'll let Otava kind of head off someplace else maybe should go sniffing around the Druid pack. I mean, they certainly have had some bad experiences. I mean, her pack in general has had some pretty bad experiences with the Druid pack, although Equinox, Nova's mate, was a Druid wolf who actually left the pack and dispersed and wasn't quite agreeable with how hostile they tend to be. But with that said, they do tend to be a fairly aggressive pack, and so we want to be careful if we're going to be hanging out in that area. So let's go ahead and I think what we'll do is we'll eat from one of these carcasses and replenish our we'll replenish our health just a little bit. Oops, that is not the wait. Oh yeah. Oh gosh, what game was I playing recently where eat was E? There was one I was playing. I think I don't remember. It might have been the Isle. I was playing something recently and I'm getting my keys all mixed up now. That's the one downside to playing so many different games, is they all have very different key sets sometimes, and so you get your controls a little mixed up if you're not careful. But we're gonna make our way over to Druid territory and just see what we can find over here. Perhaps, we're almost there. So let's head over this way. And I think we should be almost there. We're a little ways away, but we're almost there. And hopefully we'll find someone down here who might be a little bit better off, who maybe hasn't already found a mate, like Borealis would have. And so we'll have to see. Hopefully down here things will go a little bit more smoothly, and hopefully we won't run into... Ooh, that's a cougar. Alright, I feel like Otava will be feeling kind of confident. I mean, she's had some pretty good experiences for the most part so far. Oh, smart cougar, eating with his back away from us so that we can't sneak up behind him. Oh, didn't quite get to... Okay, oh, he is turned away from us. I feel like she would be feeling fairly confident and would kind of run in and nip at him a little bit. She's a fairly agile wolf. Oops. Gotta be careful though. That's not quite... I keep accidentally eating instead of actually biting, so that's not such a good thing. Oh, and he's turned his back again. We're just gonna kind of harass him until he or she actually, we're just gonna kind of harass her until she leaves this carcass in peace, because... Oh, Otava is feeling fairly confident, and it never hurts to have a little extra experience under our belt. So there we go, we chased that cougar away, and that's good practice for her when she might have to deal with them when she actually has pups. So with that said, let's make our way deeper into Druid territory, and it looks like there's a wolf right here, probably? Right here? Right here? Right here? Oh, right there, okay. A dispersal male. He's got really dark coloration, and he looks pretty healthy. I don't see any mange. I think he seems like he's pretty, he seems like he could be a good mate, possibly. Let's go ahead and we'll come over here and maybe sniff around a little bit. I feel like she would be fairly open to just kind of saying hello and being pretty nice about it. And just kind of seeing how he's doing, what he's up to, where he's been. Is he a pack wolf? Is he for sure a dispersal? What all is he up to? Is he looking for a mate too? There's a lot that goes on with the sniffing. Sniffing is quite a lot. There's quite a lot that can be communicated through scent in animals. That's something we as humans really don't do. We don't communicate through scents in quite the same way that a lot of animals will. And of course, for wolves and other canines especially, scent can be such a huge part of their lives, and with other animals too. But canines in particular are known for really having a lot to do with scent. And so I figure these two could probably learn quite a lot about each other and where they've come from, where they've been, just from their scents alone. So we'll go ahead and I think we will take him as our mate here. He seems like a pretty good guy, and I think he would make a good mate for Otava. So we'll go ahead and accept him here. And I actually do have a name picked out for him, and that name is going to be Atali. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. The name actually means noble wolf, which is interesting because Otava is actually, I looked it up, it means Ursa Major. It's named after the constellation, the Great Bear. And so I figure we have the bear and the wolf. They kind of go together, and they have very similar origins. And so I figure that Atali is going to be a good name for him. So with that said, it is about time to wrap up the episode. Oh, here's a coyote though. So maybe we'll take this guy down first and then start getting these guys headed off towards Slough Creek. We'll let them run across the map together. And actually, if we run along these cliffs here, if you look down to the side, as we're running, that whole area down there, the Lamar Valley, and you can see the river down there, that all is included in the new map, and from what we've seen of the new map design, is looking pretty amazing. So we definitely have some very cool features coming up for WolfQuest 3. There's going to be a whole new world to explore, and a lot of places to visit that we may never have been before. So, but we are going to get these guys ready to head off to Slough Creek. We'll go this way with them, and there's another coyote. Oh my goodness, there's so many coyotes everywhere. Well, a little extra experience never hurt. It's not going to be too... I don't think these guys would be... I think they would probably end up going after the coyote like that and taking them down if they can, because, you know, any coyote is going to grow, or any coyote could potentially end up going on to become a threat to their pups, and so it's pretty instinctive to want to attack or chase them off. And so what we're going to do though is we will head this way and see if we can get them over here just a little bit. I wonder if we're going to have any more coyotes come popping out of the grass here. They're just not quite fast enough to evade Otava, and unfortunately that has proved a little costly for some of them. But with that said, we are getting pretty close to the Slough Creek. I guess would you call it a portal? It basically is a time skip would probably be most accurate, because these guys have to journey to Slough Creek, and we just don't watch that journey. No coyote, but there is a hare. But we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode here for today, I think. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. But until then, this is Jay, over and out.